Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to be talking about the things that I'm unlearning in my 20s. So currently I'm 23 years of age, and over my course of time on this earth, I've definitely learned and unlearned so many lessons, but specifically these past couple of years, my early 20s, I feel like every year I kind of grow and evolve into a different person. And even looking back, I'm like, did I actually really do that? Or like, did I actually really think like that? I'm just here to share a couple of lessons that have really helped me through this process, and hopefully they can help you too. The first thing that I'm unlearning is people pleasing. I feel like so many people can relate and struggle with this, especially when you're growing up and you have so many opinions around you and you kind of just let go of your own thinking patterns and consume everyone else's. Growing up, I always thought that I was super into school and getting good grades, like just becoming an academic weapon. But looking back, it was more so the external validation that getting good grades caused that had me excited every time I brought back my report card. I was like, I'm on A honor roll, A B honor roll. Like, I would always get hyped up over that. And I thought, I was like, wow, I'm just a studious babe. And I was. Okay, I'm not going to discredit myself. I actually really loved learning. Looking back, I can tell it was because of that type of external validation that I really just ate it up. Because whether I was in or out of school, I found myself doing things for the sake of others. For example, when I was in uni, I entered with a major that I was told was really good and like it'll be really good for you and you'll get good jobs and whatnot. I realized that I kept hearing it over and over again. So I was like, okay, yeah, this is what I want. This is what I want. And like everyone around me wanted me to do it, but it wasn't necessarily what I truly wanted to do, like deep down. But then again, I didn't know what I wanted to do because I hadn't been used to listening to myself anyway. The best thing that college taught me, if something is not meant for you, no matter how hard you try, no matter how much effort you put into it, if it truly is not meant for you, it will never feel right. It will never feel perfect. It will never flow naturally and properly. Like, there are times where I was in certain classes or just doing certain things where I'm like, I know this is not for me. Like, this is not for me at all. I was so used to things going my way. But once they started to not go my way, I just got super stressed out. That type of control is not something that I want anyways. Like, I truly prioritize just letting go and letting God, but also just learning to listen to my own voice, tuning everything out and truly figuring, okay, what do I want? What do I like? What interests me? When I talk about it, sound like I actually enjoy and love it and that it fills me so that in turn I can fill others. Moving on to the second topic, which is piggybacking off of the first one, letting external factors determine my worth. I think these past couple of years has taught me that I'm not the expectations of people around me that think they know me but don't really know who I am as a person. I think we really go about our lives not really recognizing the origin of a lot of the goals and the dreams that we're chasing. Our stresses can sometimes be passed down or transferred from the people around us. So sometimes when we go after a goal and it fails, that failure can actually be an indication that this might be a path that you inherited from the opinions of people that, again, as I've said, genuinely just don't know who you are. And the thing is, people can't really know who you are when you yourself don't know who you are. Developing that sense of self really helps with unlearning that sort of people-pleasing mindset or constantly looking for external validation, because you yourself have not really sat down and giving yourself a chance to build a relationship with what you like, your interests, your dislikes, learning the good parts about you, the bad parts about you. All of these things contribute to having that sense of self. Like, sometimes we don't even really recognize how brightly we can truly shine as people until we recognize the origin or the reason or the why behind everything that we do, regardless of how other people feel about it. Y'all, so my mic died and then it got dark. So I'm just gonna film the last 2 points handheld. I'm sorry. The fourth point is the fear of being seen. Now, a lot of people can relate to this. I feel like I've seen so many TikTok videos about it where people are like, oh, I want to post, but like I don't want to be seen by X, Y, and Z. I'm afraid of what people think. I had my own fair share of anxiety, and there were times where I just hated being outside. I hated being around people. I hated being around crowds, like just because I was always in my head like, oh my gosh, like what if this person sees something and says something? But the best thing that I learned to get through this is the idea that thinking that other people are thinking about you is very selfish in a way. And I know that might sound harsh, but putting yourself in somebody else's shoes and making their thoughts about you very crazy, especially because you know good and well you're in your head. So why not give them the grace that maybe they're just in their head too? Maybe they're just like thinking about what they're gonna make for dinner, you know, or like how they're gonna get home, or like not everyone that's looking at you, that's perceiving you, necessarily has automatically made you the main highlight of their life. And I think once I figured that out, it's really helped my fear of being seen. And it's helped me realize that people really don't care as much as your brain makes you think they do. It's better to really just focus on yourself and on your goals, and just truly aligning yourself to what is right for you. So just going forward, putting yourself out there and just letting all of your dreams come true is worth it. It's better to not live in regret, you know, and to make sure you've done everything your heart is calling for and striving for, and not letting the fear of being seen by other people keep you from doing it. Because nobody gets to the top of where they are without putting in the effort to try. You know, everyone is a beginner. There's no escaping the beginner phase. Don't let the fear of being seen keep you hindered and stuck in the same cycles and repeating the same things, having the same resolutions every year. You don't even need to make a new resolutions, because you have the ones from the year prior and the year prior to that and the year prior to that, because you're just afraid to try. And I'm not saying you, I'm like kind of just like saying it because it's for me as well. It's like you keep repeating the same thing. Even when I was making my vision board for this year 2026, I used my 2025 one. And I didn't even really have to change a lot, because I still wanted the same things I made for my 2025 vision board, because I didn't put that energy in, because I was scared of really being a beginner over and over again. But that's the starting process of getting to where you need to be. So unlearning that fear is definitely something that I've prioritized in my 20s. Now finally, the last mindset is the idea that I'm behind in life. I am getting rid of the idea that I'm behind on a timeline that doesn't really even exist to begin with. Like, I would say I'm a late bloomer to everything, really. Like, I don't know if there's much that I've actually done on time according to society's standard. I would say when I was younger, I loved the whole 5-year plan and planning ahead and what the future looks like and planning adulthood, Now, I just focus on the day itself, and I really appreciate that mentality, because it helps me be grounded more in the present, because at the end of the day, the future is never guaranteed. I'm more concerned about making my day feel worthwhile than making a future be very detailed and precise. I'm not saying that future planning is bad. It's not bad at all. When you're working to achieve a timeline just because everyone says, oh, I'm gonna get married at this age, or I'm gonna do this at this age, or, you know, you have people online that make videos like, I'm 22 now and I said I was gonna be married by 25. That means I have 3 years to do this and do this. And I know sometimes it's just satire, but other times it's like people truly feel this way. And it's like, relax, you are not behind. Breathe in, breathe out. You are not behind. You're not behind. You're not behind, because you can't be behind to your own life. Your own life, your own individual life. My favorite saying is, if it was meant to happen, it would have. Just because it didn't happen when you wanted it to doesn't mean it's never gonna happen. Because a degree at 22 is a degree at 32. A wedding at 25 is a wedding at 35. Your age does not reduce the significance of a good thing occurring to you, which is why it's a good thing to continue striving for your dreams and to just give society back its timeline. Your life truly just only needs to be enjoyable to you, and it needs to make you fulfilled, and it needs to make you happy. So don't even worry about all this other stuff that people were pressuring on you. You need to do this by this age and by this time. So that's actually, I think, probably the biggest lesson that I'm trying to unlearn and that I'm trying to focus on more. Like I said, if it was meant to have happened already, it would have. And I truly, truly believe that. But also, for my Christian girlies, at the end of the day, it's God's will. It's God's way. You know, many are the plans in a human's heart, but it's the Lord's purpose that will prevail. And that's not to keep you stationary. No, that doesn't mean you settle. That doesn't mean you don't do anything. That means you acknowledge the fact that there are many things on this world that are out of your hands, that are sincerely out of your hands. But what you can do is do the best with what you've been given and with your present moment, and just allow yourself to continue to grow and evolve at your rate. We don't need to look side to side to see the rate of other people. We don't need to try to press 2x on our life. No, we're not a TikTok video. We don't press 2x. We just keep it going. Thank you guys so much for watching. This was the lessons that I'm unlearning in my 20s. Obviously, I'm not like a therapist or anything like that, so take it with a grain of salt. But this is just what makes sense to me, and I hope it applies to you as well.